Okay, so you've done sacred space sharing in the groups, and I hope that was a healing experience, good experience, hearing and also being heard. Now, in order to get more power, we're going to pray. We're going to, in turn, each of us will pray for the other members of the group that we were just in. We've heard where they're at, what's happening with them and their heart's desire, and we're going to pray for divine grace to come to them so that it will help them to move through whatever obstacles they need to move through, and to help them to become stronger in the areas that they want to become strong in. So we can do this silently, and you can, in the groups, and look at each other, and in turn pray for the different members of the group so that they can get the divine grace that they need for inspiration and for healing. Okay. We're going to talk about values. If we want to know ourselves, then we need to know what our values are, what we value. Why is this? The way the mind works, we think about things and we have feelings. And then on the basis of those feelings we have desires. But if we want to know why we have the desires we have, then we have to know what we value. Because what we desire will depend on what we value. For example, if I value freedom, I'm going to have one set of desires. If I value conformity and duty, I'm going to have a completely different set of desires. Oftentimes, we're not clear why we desire the things that we desire. So what we need to do is to get to our values and find out what our values are. And if we want to work with other people, then we have to have a match of values. For example, if two people are working together, one values complete freedom and the other one values duty and conformity, obviously they're going to have a hard time working together. So we need to know our own values, and then if we're going to be working with others, then we can explore our values, their values, what are the overlaps, and how we can work together. So first thing is that you're going to you're going to write what are your values. For example, supposing that you're going to work with a group of people on a project, so everybody needs to make up their own, what they stand for, and then you put them all together and compare them. So just want you to spend 5-10 minutes writing down on your own, what are your particular values? What is it you really want to live for? If you look at your actions, if you look at your life, what are you representing? What do you really believe in? What drives you forward? What provides you with your impetus? What would you live for? What would you die for? These are your values. And just write them down. Don't worry about putting them in order, but just put down what you really believe in. Okay, now we've written down our individual values, personal values. And now what we want to look at is what kind of values would we want in an organization or a community or a project of which we're part. It's been shown that in organizations where there's a clear match between personal values and the values of the organization, organizations are more effective, more profitable, much more fun to work in. The atmosphere, the morale is better. In all ways it's better. So it's very important to get a match. So then the question is, what kind of values would you want a community to have if you're going to be part of that community? So I'd like you individually to write down what those values, and then when you've done that, you can get into groups of, say, 4, small groups of 4, and just share what your individual values are, share what you would like to see in a community of which you're part, and see how much overlap there is and how much you have not represented in the communal values, and what that brings up. So now you're going to write down the values of the community that you'd like to be part of, then get in groups of 4 and share your individual values and what you want in a community, and just see how much overlap there is in that group, how you would work together.